All right, folks, the Critics' Choice Awards just wrapped up. I literally just turned the TV off, and yeah, we had a few surprises. We had a few things that were expected. Feels like a couple of races are starting to feel like they're solidified, and there's a couple of races now where it feels like we're kind of in open territory right now. Anyway, so big news up top is Roma was a big winner here tonight. 4 awards for Roma: Best Picture, Director, cinematography, and foreign language film. Let's see here. Who else won multiple awards? Beale Street won a couple with supporting actress and adapted screenplay. Star is Born still walked away with a couple of awards. They walked away with Best Actress and Best Song, so evidently Lady Gaga is the only person who worked on the film, according to the critics. Let's see here. Who else? And we're not going to go into the bullshit of the comedy categories and all that crap. Anyways, favorite got ensemble, and I think that was it. So that one kind of disappointed here tonight a little bit. First Man got a couple. Got editing and score. Black Panther ended up with 3 visual effects, production design, and costume design both. So I was wrong on those for sure. Vice got a couple with makeup and best actor, so I had those 2 right. Original screenplay was a bit of a surprise too, going to Paul Schrader for First Reformed. Supporting actor I also got wrong from Herschel Ali for Green Book. I had Richard E. Grant winning that one. Yeah, so overall, I guess let's run down the categories first, then I'll get into the show, because the show, oh boy, critics, choice, and everything. We might see some critical reviews tomorrow. This show might get panned tomorrow. I mean, I seriously thought this was one of the worst award shows I've ever watched, but I'll get into that in a little bit. Anyway, so Roma winning Best Picture here first. Start with that. Now I thought this was really going to come down to Roma, Star is Born, or Green Book. Green Book I thought was definitely in third place there because, there's people who like the film a lot. There's a few critics that like the film a lot, but there's other critics who do not like the film and who really have been tackling the film and really have been part of the pot that's been stirring on some of the controversies around the film. So I knew that one, it had a chance to win, but it was definitely third place. I thought Roma was in second place because they would have, I had it winning editing too. So I was like, well, Karan's already going to win for director. I had that one down. I had him winning for cinematography. He was going to obviously win foreign language too. So I was like, I think that's enough for Roma. And I had, with editing, Alfonso would have won 3 awards. I was like, and as producer on the film, he now walks away with, he still won 3, but I originally had him winning 3 anyways in different categories. So I was like, they do like to spread the wealth a little bit here, but nope, evidently they don't. So anyways, yeah. And speaking of not sharing the wealth, I believe this is the first time we've seen an actor win 2 awards, particularly in the same category, within a 2-year or 3-year space there, I think. With Mahershala Ali, I kind of looked, because they don't go back too far for some of those acting prizes. Going back to the years of like the Tom Hanks winning back to back. They didn't have Critics' Choice Awards back then. I'm trying to think if maybe in the Best Actress category or something, but yeah, I didn't 100% double check that. But I believe he's the first one to do it where he wins 1 year, skips a year, then wins the next year. I don't think that's happened before. So, anyways. So yeah, does this now mean Roma wins Best Picture? I don't think so, no. Even though Star is Born lost Globe and has now lost Critics' Choice for Best Picture, it still has a shot to win that ensemble prize at SAG. It is up for Best Film at BAFTA. It's probably not going to win that. They'll probably go to the favorite, though. And SAG could go a lot of different ways. I think Star is Born is definitely in the hunt there. Bohemian Rhapsody, I could see that repeating, maybe. Depends on how they want to hand those out, those awards out on the 27th, 2 weeks from today. What else is up there? Crazy Rich Asians could pull a Hidden Figures kind of, not nominated for anything, but actually Octavia was nominated that year. That's right. But be that random nominee who wins. I think Crazy Rich Asians definitely has a shot there. To be that if they want to go that kind of direction there. I forget who the other nominees are. Black Klansman's also up there, and Black Panther. I don't think those two. I think kind of cross each other. I don't think because Black Panther's already going to have the win for the stunt category over there, And yeah, Black Klansman has really been shut out so far this award season and all the televised stuff. Didn't win anything at the Globes, didn't win anything here tonight. So I can see that one kind of doing the same thing at the Oscars, except adapted screenplay. I don't think adapted screenplay is going to go to Barry Jenkins quite yet. But anyways, but I think he's going to be nominated for sure. He'd have to win if he wins WGA after this and wins a BAFTA too or something. Then okay, yeah, then maybe we can have that one I think would then go to him. But I think they're going to want to give Black Klansman something, and there's still a shot Regina wins the Oscar. I mean, it's a shot. I mean, it's not 100%, but tonight's win definitely helped her case. We'll see if she can do what Sylvester Stallone couldn't do and still win the Oscar there. So the Best Picture race still, I think, is it's still open because Roma, remember, has no support whatsoever from SAG. Remember that the actors branch is the biggest branch in the Academy, and I'm not saying that the actors don't like it, but I'm just saying, they have, they like Black Panther, they like Black Klansman, they like Green Book, they like Star is Born, they like Beale Street, they like all these other movies where they're going to have nominees. They like Vice. Vice could end up with 3 acting nominations. And it got 3 acting nominations from BAFTA and got 3 acting nominations from the Globe. So, so that's the thing we got to remember there. There's a shot Star is Born ends up with 3 nominations in the acting categories. Black Klansman I have down for 2. Green Book I have down for 2. I'm not sure if Black Panther is going to get in any of the acting races, but at this point it feels like Yalitza is kind of done for Best Actress. I mean, unless Emily Blunt misses, but... and she did miss at BAFTA for Best Actress, but but still, I mean, Yalitza did miss both SAG and the Globes, and that's in a Netflix film, and especially at SAG, that's the more relevant one I think for that case because SAG loves Netflix too. They love to get Netflix stuff in there, but they couldn't even get Yalitza in then. So. Yeah, that's, I don't know what to do with Best Picture now, because it's like Star is Born was hyped up to win these 2, and it lost both of them. And it feels like, Roma, there's still a tinge, a little bit of a section of the Academy that is not open to the streaming services, not open to the idea of something like Netflix taking Best Picture. I'm sure some of them are also feeling that way about any category, really, for a Netflix film or for, an Amazon Prime film or whatever else. There's still a tinge there that's going to vote against it. I don't know if it's enough to, completely knock it off, but it's going to be there. We can't forget that. And I'm not, that's just my opinion on that. But I think we'll see the, like Mudbound not getting into Best Picture last year, I think was a show of that too. Anyways, but I'm not sure now because, Green Book didn't do particularly well here tonight. It only took the 1 category from Mahershala Ali. And Star is Born only got 2, and well, technically 1.5, but we'll get to Best Actress here in a second. That's that one. It looks like original song is going to be a guarantee at the Oscars. Everything else is kind of I don't know. Yeah. Anyways. So and again, unless we see a year like Spotlight where it only wins 2 Oscars, and even then, that was in a major category, original screenplay for that case for Spotlight, where I don't see Star is Born winning that adapted race. It would have to, win an acting race too, I think, but like it did tonight. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure anymore. So yeah, I'm going to throw my hands up for the Best Picture race for now. I'm going to sleep it over and kind of think about it over the next few days. Because, I still think, there is a love for Roma. It did get, 2 of the 3 awards it was nominated for at the Globes. It is in for Best Film at BAFTA. And it has a shot of maybe knocking off the favorite at BAFTA. I mean, we'll see where the race is in a few weeks when they hand out the awards. But if something like The Favorite can't win there and it goes to Roma, I think then the race is over. And we'll see where PGA lands, too, because PGA is going to be a big determiner here. Best Director, I'm feeling like that one's starting to wrap up around Alfonso Cuarón. I just, the Spike Lee thing I was on early, it's not panning out. Nope, I think Alfonso's going to take it now. It's kind of the last chance here was tonight, I think, for Spike Lee, because I think DGA is going to follow suit and they're going to follow with Alfonso. Best Actor, this still remains, I think, an open race, even though Christian Bale won here. And I was almost 100% sure going into the night that I had this one wrong and that it was going to be Rami Malek. Surprisingly, I was like, well, either him or Bradley, still stood a chance, definitely. But I just didn't, and especially, again, not going into, yeah, I hate to acknowledge it, but those like comedy awards and stuff, they gave one of them to Christian Bale, and his speech though, that was one of the highlights of the night to see his speech for. He's like, we did a comedy. I thought it was a tragedy. That was great. I love that. Forgive the terrible accent I had on him, but anyways. But see him win here too. I mean, that's a big sign for him. And after the Globe win, is he unstoppable now for Best Actor? I don't think so. No, because again, going back to the SAG thing, SAG I think is going to give Amy Adams Best Supporting Actress for Vice. I think right now, it's not up for Best Ensemble. So they kind of unless it's last year where, SAG really, they gave 3 of their 5 big awards to 3 billboards. They didn't really spread the wealth too much last year. I don't know if they'll do that 2 years in a row by giving Vice two of the 5. I can see somebody like a Rami Malek winning Best Actor at SAG, Amy Adams winning Supporting Actress there, especially since Regina's not nominated. Yeah, and then I'm not sure what would win ensemble at that point. Maybe Star is Born. Maybe, again, Crazy Rich Asians. I don't know if Bohemian's going to pull the same thing it did the Globes by winning Best Actor and then ensemble. I don't quite think so. But, yeah, so that actor race is going to remain interesting. Now, here's the thing. And then BAFTA I was thinking, too. At first thought I was thinking, oh, they'll go with Rami Malek, no question. But then I thought about it. I'm like, well, going back, Christian Bale did not win the Year of the Fighter for supporting actor for BAFTA. I forget, who did he lose to that year? I thought, hang on, let me just pull it up. Fighter. Jeffrey Rush in King's Speech, that's right, yeah. So he does have a bit of an IOU at BAFTA, and in the supporting actor category, I think that also goes for Mahershala Ali. We'll get to him in a little bit here, but yeah, I feel like, if Christian Bale, if he loses the SAG to Rami Malek, which is important, yes, but then again, Denzel Washington also lost SAG, or won SAG, excuse me, for Fences and then lost the Oscar. I think the same can happen for Rami Malek. It's possible. I think if Christian, he wins here, loses SAG, but then wins again at BAFTA, that could still line up at the Oscars, and Christian could still walk away with it. So SAG, if SAG solidifies and it is Christian Bale there, I think the race is over. I think it's Christian Bale's, and even if he loses BAFTA at the end to Rami Malek, I think he still wins the Oscar at that point. Yeah. So I think that's that SAG is going to be a big reliance there. Speaking of big reliances on SAG, the same is going to be absolutely true for Best Actress, because I'll tell you what, if Glenn Close had won here tonight, then I think that Best Actress race is over. Here's the problem, though. She won, but she tied with Lady Gaga. So if she was going to tie with anybody, it had to be Gaga, of course, right? But and not Olivia Colman. And Colman did walk away though with a comedy prize too. But anyways, we'll get to that later because I have something to say about that. But anyways, so yeah, Glenn has the win over Lady Gaga, of course, at the Globes. I feel like SAG will probably go for Glenn Close, but that's the thing too, is the favorite. You got to remember the favorite again is not up for ensemble. They can go if they gave Star is Born Best Ensemble. Lady Gaga wins the SAG there, so that covers her. I almost feel like it would be weird if, though, going back to that Best Actress, Supporting Actress category, excuse me. I'm predicting Amy right now, but it would be weird if the favorite went home empty-handed at SAG. I would feel that weird because it's been named one of the best ensembles of the year. It won Best Acting Ensemble here tonight, and it, but I don't know if Olivia Colman, and she does, that's the thing too with SAG is there's a lot of TV voters too. And Olivia kind of made her bones on TV programs, and especially Night Manager, where she won a Globe, and I think did she win the Emmy for that too? Maybe. But anyways, yeah. So she really made her name off of that show, and kind of solidified herself with some of her other TV work, and she's also now working on The Crown, of course, for TV stuff too. So so she can, if the votes really start splitting between Glenn Close and Lady Gaga, I think Olivia Colman can still win that SAG. and that would cover The Favorite. Again, Lady Gaga would be covered for Star Is Born for ensemble if they gave it ensemble, which is not 100% lock, but you know that's a way to give it to her. And then Amy Adams would still win supporting actress too. So that's a tough call because you've also got Amy Adams on the TV side. She could win for and she won tonight. Another tie tonight was in that limited series actress. I think was what it was. I think that was the category. Whatever it was, whichever one she was nominated for, she won and for Sharp Objects and tied with Patricia Arquette. So yeah, so if she wins, she could win on the TV side for that, and that covers her. But again, we don't know because you'd think, you know, again, kind of the spreading the wealth idea. You would say that would apply too for Christian Bale for Vice, but no, he ends up winning actor and actor in a comedy. You could say they spread the wealth here for for Lady Gaga, but nope, she won both song and actress, and they were the only wins for the film for Star Is Born. So it's like again, kind of my comment there was a little flip remark, but still, it almost feels like she's the only one who worked on the film so far from the awards that they've given it. It's just been song and now this tie for Best Actress through the award shows so far. Anyways, but yeah, so that yeah, I would say if Glenn Close had been the only winner tonight, I think that would have solidified everything. I think she would have won SAG, or at least that'd be my thinking at that point would be, oh, now she can't lose SAG, she's not going to lose BAFTA, she's got the Oscar in hand, but now, yeah, now that questions everything. So again, we're going to rely on SAG, I think, to help us there. Okay, we mentioned Mahershala a little bit for supporting actor. I feel like now, Green Book again is another one. Acting races and everything. The actors love it. I just feel like now they're going to go Mahershala for supporting actor for the SAG too. I think if he wins there, yeah. Again, and like Christian Bale, he's got the IOU at BAFTA where he did not win for Moonlight. They gave that to Dev Patel in Lion. That was a great performance too, though. So I feel like that'd be another way to, Green Book is another one of the best film nominees over there. That's a way for them to award that film in a big category. So I feel like, yeah, now it's going to be Mahershala winning those two, and then he's won everything. So I think that means he wins Oscar too. So, bye-bye Richard E. Grant. I'm sorry. But, yeah, I feel like it's going to be Mahershala's category now. So I think that one is done. Yeah, now the big question of supporting actress. Now, yeah, again, a lot of people, and even in the videos here, I've seen the comments and stuff, there's fights about whether or not Regina can win this or not still without the SAG or the BAFTA nominations. And that's, first of all, we have to assume that she's going to get in at the Oscars, too, at this point, because, the one person who was nominated in both of those award shows who was in over Regina King was Margot Robbie. Now, personally, I do not think that Mary Queen of Scots has the strength to pull an acting nomination right now, but it is Margot Robbie. She's a very popular actress. She's got, she's been working on producing stuff lately. She's really making a name for herself in Hollywood, and I feel like some of that behind-the-scenes stuff, and Regina's, too, working on some producing stuff. She mentioned all the, the 50-50 for men and women behind-the-scenes stuff. She mentioned that in her Globe speech. But it feels like Margot has definitely been making bigger waves. Of course, she's working in superhero projects, too, for producing and stuff. Like she's doing whatever the spin-off off of Suicide Squad that I'm going to skip. I'm not going to see it. But anyways, she's producing that, too. I think it's Birds of Prey or whatever the fuck. But yeah. So, and that's, of course, the superhero movies are the big thing today. So naturally, if you produce one of those, your name's going to be a little bigger than most others. So, so that's the thing, is if Margot suddenly, surprises and gets that fifth slot at the Oscars, and that's, again, assuming that Claire Foy makes it, and also Emma Stone, Rachel Weisz, and Amy Adams really filling those three other spots, I feel like those are solid, but it's really, if it's going to be Claire Foy and Regina, like it was at the Globes, or is it going to be Claire Foy and Margot, or is it going to be Regina and Margot? It really, yeah, all three of those scenarios are very possible. Yeah, but I feel like Claire Foy, definitely being nominated to BAFTA helped Claire, definitely. But, yeah, that she missed at SAG, though. And SAG is important. We can't overstate that. And that's also, of course, very true for Regina. Missing SAG was crucial. But anyways, yeah, that's the thing, is right now, I'm not sure where to go because, again, depending on where SAG goes. If SAG goes for somebody like a Rachel Weisz, I think BAFTA might follow suit. Now, Then again, Amy has lost, as we mentioned last time, Amy has lost every award she's ever been nominated for at BAFTA. So she's got a big IOU there. Rachel Weisz, I believe, won BAFTA for Constant Gardener. I believe she might have been nominated in the lead actress. Okay, yeah, she was nominated lead actress. That's right, yeah. And she actually lost that one. Okay, so she's actually got an IOU for that too, and she ended up winning the Oscar. And some, like the argument for Christian Bale and for Mahershala Ali, that's sometimes a bigger IOU factor than Amy Adams, who's been up 5 times at the Oscars and lost every time. She's been up at BAFTA 6 times and has yet to win as well. This is her 7th nomination, if I counted it right last time. I think that's it. But yeah, so wow. Yeah, BAFTA I think then becomes a coin flip between those two for sure. And I think SAG can also go that way again if they want to really spread the wealth and make sure the favorite goes home with something. Again, this playing out the different scenarios. Okay. So if Christian Bale happens to win actor there, and they want to spread the wealth, and that would mean that either probably Rachel would win for supporting actress for the favorite to give that something. Green Book, yeah, that would win for supporting actor. Best actress, either Lady Gaga or Glenn Close would then win. I would say probably favoring Glenn Close, and then something like Star is Born can win ensemble, and then everybody goes home happy, but except Amy Adams. But she could win on the TV side. So yeah, that's. That is, and that what I just said might just be how it happens at the SAGs, but I don't know. I can't 100% tell you that for a fact, because Lady Gaga is very, still very popular even after the Globe loss and everything for actress. Her win here tonight, the crowd went crazy for her when she got up on stage, and they were shouting Glenn when Willem Dafoe was opening the envelope too, though. So we know that Glenn Close, yes, definitely has fans in the room for sure. So. And another thing, too, mentioning this tie, though. What does this remind me of? Best Actress tying. We had a respected, veteran actress win. We also had an up-and-comer who was in a musical, technically musical. Funny enough, Barbra Streisand also was in the later version of Star is Born. Does this scenario also play out at the Oscars? I'm not willing to say no. I'm not willing to say that it's 100% not going to happen. It could happen there at the Oscars too. I mean, we know that the preferential ballot and how that voting goes, they cannot tie for Best Picture. But that does not qualify for the acting races, for screenplay, really anything else. And we saw a few years ago, sound editing tied, recently, 2012. So relative to the Oscar history, that was recent, but yeah, I think before that you have to go back to the 90s. There was a tie in the doc categories somewhere. So yeah, that reminded me of that a lot, obviously, and so yeah, Best Actress again is going to be we'll see where SAG goes, or if they tie too. Then Supporting Actress, yeah, I think SAG is definitely going to show us where the category goes from here. And then again, maybe this is all moot, and maybe Regina, she has given 2 great speeches. Sylvester Stallone gave great speeches too, though. And, she could, again, we'll see where Beale Street lands Oscar nominations morning, a week from this Tuesday. If Beale Street really does well, I mean, really overperforms, like it gets in for adapted screenplay, yeah, no question. If it can manage to get in for Best Picture, which right now I can see a scenario where it's 8 or 9 nominees at the Oscars and Beale Street is not one of them. If it gets in for picture, if Barry Jenkins muscles his way into Best Director somehow, which there's an open slot or 2 of them in the Best Director category. There's 3 sure bets with Spike Lee, Alfonso Cuarón, and Bradley Cooper, but those other 2 slots are kind of up for grabs right now, and it's kind of Adam McKay versus Peter Farrelly. Versus a few other people in there, Yorgos included in there too. So it's like, yeah, that if Barry can get in over all of them, or at least enough of them to get one of those slots, and then it ends up, let's say, I think it can really only land the 1 acting nominee. I don't see it playing anywhere else. I think, gosh, I don't know where else it would be nominated there. If it does well in the tech categories, gets score, gets cinematography. I don't know, something like that. Yeah, if it really, really, really does well there and gets 5 or 6 nominations, maybe that turns the corner for her and for the film, and maybe then we get kind of the last push to kind of say, give this film something. It's up for picture, all that stuff. yeah, so that would help her case definitely. So yeah. So there's again a lot that can happen in that supporting actress category. So I know last year I was kind of happy when all the four acting races solidified. Definitely at SAG they solidified, but when all the four acting races felt like they were over, when it was like we know it's Gary Oldman, we know it's Frances McDormand, we know it's Sam Rockwell, we know it's Allison Janney last year. I felt good about that because I'm like, okay, that's four categories I know I'm not going to screw up on. But here it feels like. It really feels like the one acting category with supporting actor, Mahershala Ali, it feels like that one's over. There's still a little bit of mystery in the best actor category, but right now it feels like Christian Bale has the upper hand. Right now, that could change after SAG, and that can definitely change after BAFTA. Uh, best actress and supporting actress right now, for me, are again kind of with best actress. It's, Glenn has the upper hand because she's got more wins right now, but the fact that they could not let Lady Gaga lose tonight, that they had to give it a tie, that is a big sign. That's a big show of force, I think, for her. So, oh my God, I don't know. I just don't know with that category. And supporting actress, too, is going to be a total cluster until we get to Oscar night. That could, again, go three different ways, and there's a whole bunch of different things, scenarios, and stuff that can happen there. So, yeah. I don't know. I just don't know. The actress and supporting actress categories this year are definitely the two hardest ones right now. That and picture, yeah, like we mentioned, that one I just don't know what to do with right now either. Okay, some other categories here. Acting ensemble, The Favorite. I was kind of going with a long shot with Crazy Rich Asians there, but Favorite obviously makes sense. I think that was actually ahead in the polls to win, so makes sense. And I could have totally seen it coming because obviously it wasn't going to win supporting actress. It probably was not going to win best actress. So it's like, well, if they wanted to really honor that ensemble, then that's the way to do it is with acting ensemble. Screenplay categories, I got both of these wrong, actually. Original screenplay went to First Reformed, Paul Schrader. Wow. Turns out, and this has seven nominees in this category. There's a chance that First Reformed does not repeat at the Oscars, even for a nomination. Because I've got right now the five of the other seven nominees, or five of the other six, excuse me, are my picks of the Oscars. That's Eighth Grade, Roma, The Favorite, Vice, and Green Book. I don't even have First Reformed in there anymore. Early on, after when Ethan Hawke seemed like a sure bet for actor, and it felt like screenplay would go along for the ride with First Reformed, same way that Flight did with Denzel and with screenplay there. It felt like Paul Schrader couldn't miss. But then after the controversy with him talking about Kevin Spacey, and then after Ethan Hawke started to fall out of those categories there, and First Reformed was also not up for WGA, right? If I remember right, that's the way it turned out. I can double check here just to make sure I'm not totally goofing that. It's not up for WGA either, which is, if I can't remember if that qualified or not. That might not have qualified for WGA. There's very, very strict rules on that and everything. I know The Favorite didn't qualify, but the other ones were there. Vice was there, Green Book was there, Quiet Place was there. That's the other nominee here tonight. And then Roma and Eighth Grade were the other two at SAG. At SAG, excuse me, at WGA. So I'm not sure if Quiet Place can pull it for a screenplay, but it feels like it's going to be Eighth Grade, Roma, Favorite, Vice, Green Book. It feels like that's the way the original screenplay category is going to go. So this was just one, the critics just really liked that script over, they just didn't want to give Green Book another one. They didn't want to give Vice another one. They didn't feel comfortable giving Roma another one. They didn't feel comfortable giving The Favorite another one. And so now this also, another situation here where The Favorite has lost another screenplay race because it was ahead. I had it picked to win at the Globes. I didn't pick it here. I picked Green Book instead, and Green Book did win screenplay at the Globes. We'll see where WGA goes. We'll see where BAFTA goes, and we'll see, if it's the same winner there. I think that they probably win the Oscar, whoever it is. Okay, that adapted screenplay race we mentioned. If Beale Street Could Talk, it was Barry Jenkins over Black Klansman and the Spike Lee and the other trio of writers there. Very interesting. Why? What is the hate on Spike Lee for? Why don't they just give him some? I mean, Black Klansman was awesome. I haven't seen Beale Street yet, so I can't really judge that one. But Yeah, the other five scripts were pretty good. Okay, some of them, like the Black Panther script, it's like, okay. Can't You Forgive Me? That's a good script. Star is Born has its moments. First Man has its moments. Black Klansman I thought was awesome script though. That should win all of the screenplay prizes this year for adapted, in my opinion. And that's again without me having personally seen Beale Street yet. Yeah, but again, Barry Jenkins, he was nominated for screenplay at the Globes. He's been nominated pretty much everywhere for screenplay, including WGA and including BAFTA. So if Regina misses and the script still gets in for Beale Street, that could be a place where they award the film. Could be. We'll have to see. I think a win at WGA for Spike Lee and the other three, I think would definitely be beneficiary. If it wins the adapted screenplay race at BAFTA, that would definitely help. So yeah. Okay, then getting into the tech categories really quick. Cinematography was Roma. Yep, I feel like that one's all done. Production design did not go to The Favorite. I had this one wrong. It went to Black Panther. And also the same with costume design. Does this mean that Black Panther just sweeps these categories at the Oscars and visual effects and has a shot at taking a few of the other ones? I'm not sure yet. If they're going to... Because Black Panther, I feel like, yes, it's going to be a Best Picture nominee for sure. We know that. We're not sure about Best Director yet. I feel like Ryan Coogler is somewhere in the mix there, potentially, to get one of those 5 slots, potentially. It's in the mix for that adapted screenplay race. It is. I'm not sure if it can land it or not, but it's in the runnings for it. It's like, yeah, I'm sure Mad Max didn't have the screenplay race, but that still, did very well in the tech categories and stuff. I just don't see Black Panther being this year's Mad Max, where it just goes on this run. Yeah. So if anything, I think, yeah, these two, they could repeat at the Oscars. They could give them to The Favorite. It depends on how well The Favorite does the rest of the night, because I feel like The Favorite's going to at least win 1 or 2 Oscars at the end of the day, whether that's an acting prize or 2 acting prizes potentially, or screenplay, or, all that. I'm not sure, but, yeah, I could see it, Favorite still sweeping in and coming in for the production design and costume design categories, and we'll have to see where the guilds go, too. The guilds are definitely going to help us there. Editing went to First Man. Tom Cross won this. Yeah, it still feels like this one's open a little bit. We'll see where Ace Eddie goes. If Ace Eddie lines up with Tom Cross, who I believe won for both La La Land and Whiplash, if I remember right, or did he lose Whiplash? I forgot. No, Boyhood won Ace Eddie. That's right. So, yeah, actually, Ace Eddie might not help us. They're not always the best source for stuff like that. But anyways, we'll see. The First Man, I can see winning that editing category. I can also see Star is Born potentially winning it. I can see Roma winning it. Yeah. Anyways, I'm not sure about that one yet either. Hair and makeup went to Vice. No big surprise there. I feel like that will probably continue and win BAFTA and the Oscar too. Visual effects, as we mentioned, went to Black Panther. Again, that feels like that one's probably going to be done. And, we'll see if that's the only award for Black Panther on Oscar night or if it gets a couple more. We'll have to see. Let's see. Anything else here? Well, we haven't gotten to score and stuff yet. Animated feature was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Yep, feels like that one's starting to solidify there. Or if not, it's already done. Score was Justin Hurwitz for First Man. I feel like that race is done. Song, obviously, was Shallow. Star is Born. Yep, I think that one's done. And as we mentioned, foreign language film is Roma, so that one's done for foreign language film. Okay, so I wanted to come back, though, and talk a little bit about the show itself. I made a lot of notes here. Yeah, I was not just bored. I was baffled at some of the decisions tonight. Okay, let's start right at the top here. Daveed Diggs as the host. Now, I thought he was a good choice to host. He's a guy, I've seen him in a couple of his films, stuff I haven't seen. I don't know off the top of my head if he's from the comedy world or if he's had some experience in that or not. But it felt like there were some off-the-cuff remarks and stuff in the beginning, and he's asking people why they're laughing. It's like, no, dude, you're hosting an award show. Take the laughs. That's what an award show host does. You don't see Johnny Carson or go back to Bob Hope. You could go back to even Jimmy Kimmel in recent years Oscar hosts, award show hosts, don't ask the audience why they're laughing at them. They take the laughs. I don't know if that's part of his shtick or what it was, but that was uncomfortable to watch. And he felt it came off as he was uncomfortable up there. I was confused on the opening number too, where they really celebrated the diversity factor and everything. It felt like, again, some of the lines, like I laughed at a couple of them because he's like, we even had a black guy join the Klan, but they're racist. Okay, yeah, it was, kind of funny. But I was kind of confused. Is it a total celebration of that, or is it a statement of there should be more of these? Because it almost felt like, they talked all, obviously, there were a lot more African American films nominated this year, like Black Klansman and Black Panther, and Beale Street Could Talk, and you can throw Green Book into that too, even though it's from a mostly white filmmaking behind the scenes people. But and then they threw out a quick thing to Crazy Rich Asians. They threw out a quick thing to Roma. It's like, so are they saying that there should be, keep the black thing going on with all the African American directors and filmmakers and cast, but there should be more Mexican and Hispanic filmmakers and nominees, and there should be more Asian American nominees. Is that what they were going for, or were they just celebrating? I don't know. It came off as a confused message to me, and I might be alone in that. I don't know. But that kind of threw me for a loop there. I'm like, I don't know what the purpose of that was. Okay, the order that they picked for the awards, very random. We'll get into, because my whole thing here, my biggest complaint is about mixing the TV stuff in with the film stuff. The order they picked for the awards, for what order they were presented and stuff, obviously you want to save Best Actress, Best Actor, Film, Director, all that stuff for the end. But it just almost felt like they were, jumping too much back and forth between the TV stuff and the film stuff. For me, at least, I just felt like they needed to pick, a thing to go on and just stick with it for a while, then go over, do a lot of TV stuff, and then they had a couple of kind of lifetime achievement type awards, or the See Her Award was another one. They throw that one in and then go back to a film, and then do another run of film stuff and all that stuff. The order was very random. Going back to Daveed Diggs for a second, the Mary Poppins get up, hashtag epic fail. That's all I wrote down for that. I mean, a lot of his stuff in the crowd fell flat on its face. I mean, we're talking, for me, Neil Patrick Harris level terrible. I mean, god awful. Anyways, so yeah, here's for the love of God, why are you presenting TV categories like the supporting categories? They showed it was supporting actor in a limited series, supporting actor in a drama, supporting actor in a comedy. Okay, presenting the categories on stage kind of sort of by, revealing the winner's name, and then you show the person in the audience and they get to wave to the camera like Ben Whishaw did and all that. You're not going to give them a chance to say anything, not to say thank you? This is complete, utter bullshit. It's totally unfair to them. Why? Okay, the lead actors get to go up there and give the speech, and they actually do the actual panel of, here's the full list of nominees. And this they can't. I get that you have a long show here. You're throwing in the TV and the film stuff. You've got a time limit. You've got commercials you got to go to. I get that, but this is garbage. Garbage decision. And I feel like, we'll see where the Oscars go this year, because there was the announcement early on that they were going to cut it down to strictly 3 hours, and that meant if they have to cut out the presentation of some awards, they were going to do it, which I am 100% against. Now, don't get me wrong. If the show is long and it doesn't need to be long, then I'm going to complain about that too. But good Lord, you've got to be fair about it, though. You got to give everybody a chance. Pretty much, I know I'm not going to be the first person to say this, but why don't you just do what the Emmys do? You cut them up so that you present part of the awards one night and then present the other half of the awards another night. Just like the Emmys do with the Creative Arts Emmys, and then they go into the broadcast Emmys, like, the big categories and so on, the acting categories and everything, or some of the acting categories, most of them, whatever. Do that another night. I mean, the obvious idea here would be do the TV ones one night, do the film ones another night. That would be the obvious split there. But, I mean, good Lord. And of course, I was always complaining about, yeah, how they present some film categories. They don't present hardly any of the tech categories. They do not present screenplay. But and we'll get in further this in a second here. But yeah, I'm just going down the list of my list here. But my God, I mean, I cannot be alone in this, guys. Come on, let me know that you're on my side here. It's total. I mean, it is. I would feel downright humiliated if I'm these people, like Ben Whishaw and like Patricia Clarkson and the rest of them. There, Noah Emmerich, I think, was the other one. Is that his name? Sorry, he's been around a lot. I've seen him, like, he's good in Truman Show and everything, but I didn't watch The American, so I don't know his name off the top of my head. But and Alex Bornstein, I think, was the last one. It was those four winners. My God, those people should be angry about this. They should, they should feel humiliated by this. The fact that they weren't in an important enough category to get on stage, but they're still gonna have time. They're gonna take time out to show the winner of the category, then flash over to the audience to show that you're there. Oh my God! I mean, it's better to just do what they do with the tech categories and just show them on the screen and highlight the winner and move on. It's like, oh my God! But to go halfway into a somewhat of an acceptance by waving at the camera or saying thank you or mouthing thank you or whatever, oh, that's terrible. That's worse than just highlighting the winner for me. That is bogus. I mean, I would yeah. So. And that's just a general note for the night, though. Whoever's producing these needs to step down. They need to be done, because this has been going on for the past few years, and it is bullshit, and I'm sick of it. And I am contemplating right now, I'm not even going to watch next year if this is the case. I'll just wait till the awards are over, kind of go on Wikipedia, Deadline, whatever the award show list is, that lists the winners, and just read them off. And just call it good, because I'm seriously, I don't feel like I want to ever go through a night like this again, because this was total garbage. Anyway, so here's the next thing I have. There's a part where Daveed Diggs is out in the audience, and there's a guy, it's like Joey's Burgers or something. He's got like a burger thing, and he's got, and he's, he starts out in the background and just works his way up to him, and it's like the audience is laughing at him, and then the bit's over. It's like the guy, he doesn't interact with him. The guy doesn't, tell him, hey, you're in my way or anything. That would have been a funny gag. I could think of 100 different ways to make that funny, or at least two. I'm exaggerating over the 100. But two ways to make that really funny. Number one, you say, oh, excuse me, you dress up, I don't know, let's say Adam Driver. You dress up Timothée Chalamet. Dress up somebody who, who's nominated tonight. It could even be an actress. It could be Christian Bale on the TV side, or it could be Rachel Brosnahan, whoever you want to get to do it. Have them dress up as the Joey's Burger guy or gal in this case, and have them say, oh, excuse me, you're in my way. I'm trying to get to Glenn Close up there. Or I'm trying to get to, you see Spike Lee, he ordered a hamburger. I got to give this to Spike or so. Do something like that. Like, have him interact with him. Or, the other idea, what I thought they were going to do, because they had all the burgers lined up there, I was like, it would have been kind of funny. I mean, it would have been a little insulting too, but it would have been a little bit of a more original way to present some of those categories that you can't televise, but you still want to announce them. Have him say, okay, hey, what do you got here? Oh, burgers? Hang on a second. He unwraps the burger, and on the wrapper is the name of the winner. Boom! That would be a creative way to do it. Again, it's kind of insulting for the winners, because it's like, oh, well, they got to go up stage and on stage and get a 30-second speech or whatever, or they try to plan them out that long, whatever. They got to give a speech, and they got to, announce the full list of the nominees. But here it's a little more memorable, because at least, somebody throws you a fake hamburger and the wrapper with your name on it, that says you won, and then somebody else comes out with all the awards, and they kind of show them getting handed out to everybody at the same time. I thought that would be, again, it's not really the proper way to do it, and it's, it's definitely, would not be, if I were running the show, I would maybe say no to it, because I would prefer to have everybody on stage, but it's like, that would have been a way more creative way to do it, and I felt like, if they'd done that, they could do that with the tech categories too, just throw it to the table that's represented there, like best editing would go to first man, okay, throw it to the first man table, something goes to Black Klansman or Black Panther, throw that to the Black Panther table, something like that, even if, the specific editor or the specific costume designer, production designer, whatever, are not there, it's still a win for that film and everything, and there's people from the film there. So, yeah, I just felt like that gag went nowhere. And that's one of several gags, like the Mary Poppins one, went nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Anyways, okay, so you're going to broadcast best horror film and best comedy film, but you're not gonna present fucking screenplay. Give me a break. Give me a break with this. Oh my God. Seriously. A fundamental element of your film, screenplay. You're not going to present it. That's ridiculous. And that goes for the other craft categories too. Again, fairness among everybody. And Ben Stiller, assuming it wasn't going off a scripted joke there, he talked about editing for all three of his categories he was presenting. And plus, you couldn't get anybody else to present. It just had to be Ben Stiller presenting 3 categories in a row. I mean, I get it at the Oscars and stuff when they pair up a couple of awards and they have the same presenters, and a lot of other award shows do that too. Globes did it 5 times or something. But 3 categories for one presenter, that's asking a lot of the presenter. Now, don't get me wrong, somebody like Ben Stiller and the rest, whoever else, can pull it off. But I just thought that was very bizarre. Anyways. And then, a further sign that, some of the people don't like the show is The Favorite. Nobody. I mean, they set up a table, I guess, for The Favorite, but nobody showed up. I mean, Olivia Colman wasn't there, Emma Stone wasn't there, Rachel Weisz wasn't there, Yorgos wasn't there, none of the producers were there, I guess none of the screenwriters. 14 nominations, the most of the night, and no one can make it? That's a sign that, yeah, you need to reassess a little bit there. They were also very inconsistent about the clip packages. When they show the nominees and they show a clip of somebody doing the, it's a part of their work or whatever. Plus, the way they were cut was awkward as hell. I mean, Mahershala's clip, just the supporting actor was an early one, so I remember this one. Mahershala's clip was like 20 seconds, and they showed Timothée Chalamet's clip, which was 10 seconds, and they showed Adam Driver's clip, which was 3 seconds, and they showed Richard E. Grant's clip, which was like 4 seconds. It's like, okay, be consistent about it, about the amount of time you're giving everybody, or how, obviously I get that some clips that you pick, if there's another actor that goes into a big speech or something, obviously you don't want to, unless it's relevant, you don't want to show too much of the other actor. You want to really highlight the person who's nominated. I get that. But, try to be consistent there. And also, if you're going to do the clip packages, do them for all of them or do them for none of them. They were very inconsistent on that. They showed it for some of them, and then they didn't show it for other ones. It's like, I can't remember any specific ones, but I think the best actress category, supporting actress, I think, had clips. Yeah, supporting actress had clips for film. But I think it was actress in a limited series or something. They did not show clips there, but they showed clips for best actor in limited series. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, do it or don't do it. Shit or get off the pot. Come on. And at the end, they went even weirder, and they went Globe style, where they just had the presenter standing up there, and they just cut to, they had different cameras on the different nominees that were there. Oh, pick a style and stick with it. Jesus Christ. Again, another sign that the producers don't know what the fuck they're doing. Oh my God. Try to be somewhat presentable and somewhat formal when you do this, and be consistent about how you want to announce these categories. Good God, this is elementary stuff, guys. Come on. And I get, yeah, they were running late and all that, but again, and this goes for a lot of award shows too. Have you never watched another award show? How many award shows come in exactly on time? Next to none. Next to none of them come in on time, 100% to script. Jesus Christ. Anyway, so yeah, you can tell I'm not a big fan of tonight's show. However, there are a couple of good highlights though. The 2 ties were fabulous though, especially Amy Adams and Patricia Arquette's tie. Go to the TV side just for a second here. That's actually a very smart play for Amy Adams. I know she's playing for Sharp Objects and for Vice both, but for her to show the generosity to say not even to give a speech, she says announce the other winner first. She didn't even want to say anything before the other winner was announced. It's like, that's a smart play. That shows the generosity you have and everything. And I think, depending on who watched tonight and all that, I feel like, that's going to be mentioned tomorrow on the talk shows and stuff. It's going to be one of the more talked about moments of the night, I think. So, Yeah, that's a smart play for her. Campaign play, if I can say that right. Yeah, for Amy Adams, I think, both for TV and for film stuff. And Patricia, I think they were, luckily it matched up. They were both on the same wavelength because they would, they kind of tossed it back and forth on who they were going to thank. And Patricia's went on a little bit longer than Amy's did, but still, that doesn't matter. The fact is, they had, they were in sync. They had the right idea. They were on the same wavelength with how they were going to do it. And again, ties don't happen way too often nowadays on a lot of these award shows. So, yeah. And here's another note. God willing, I want Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy to present or host every award show from here on out. They are fabulous together. And Schitt's Creek, the show they're on, has been nominated here and there for a couple other award shows and stuff. That makes me want to watch their show now a lot more because, I mean, those two obviously are legends, absolute legends in film and comedy and stage work and everything. But I mean, they were the highlight of the night. They were the best part of the night. I mean, they absolutely were. I mean, why were they not out there longer? In fact, along the bottom of the screen, they were running a thing of, up next is this. At one point, they said up next is Catherine O'Hara and Eugene Levy, and then they flashed it again after they were up there. So I was kind of deceived for a second. I was like, they're going to be back up there again. Another note for the producers: you got to be consistent on that too. But my God, yeah, that was fabulous to see them up there, and they kicked ass. They were hilarious. They should be up there from here on out. Yeah. Obviously, yeah, I get it that, the ending was very rushed because they were short on time, but it just again comes down to planning. You either gotta talk with the networks and say, okay, guys, we need to extend this further. Because here's a weird thing. I looked up, because I think last year it was only a 2-hour show, so they really, were running, fast and everything. This year they were scheduled to go from 6 to 9, my time, 3-hour show. But the red carpet, or blue carpet in this case, whatever, was still on for another 20 minutes after 6 o'clock when the show was supposed to start. So, okay, so was that planned? So you want a 2-hour, 40-minute show? What the fuck? I mean, again, whoever was producing this, I didn't look up in the credits to see who it was. They need to either take a time out and review this show, because this is clearly, for me, this is one of the worst award shows I've ever watched. From the editing, there were several shots I saw where they got a close up on somebody and they've got their head turned. You can't tell who it is. You can see the back of their head like this. Oh yeah, there's that star. It's like, guys, come on. Have you never done an award show? Have you never even seen another award show? If the shot is not presentable, don't put it on Oh my God, yeah, that's film level stuff. Come on. Gee, many Christmas. And again, yeah, with the rushing, the rushed feeling of the last hour and a half felt extremely rushed. Yeah, you guys need to figure that out. You need to work it out with the networks or whatever you need to do. But I have no defense for these producers. They need to get their shit together, or they need to get a new job. Because whoever did this tonight, producer wise. I'm sorry. They on the pass or fail scale, this is a fail. Yeah. Daveed Diggs, I think he had a couple moments in there that were good. Like I mentioned, his opening number had funny spots, but the rest of his stuff when he was standing out there in the crowd, almost all of those fell flat. When he's just announcing the presenters, okay, yeah, that's, anybody could do that really, but still, he at least did that right and all that. And it was also a little awkward to see him present Best Picture. It's like, the host doesn't present awards, at least not traditionally. And obviously if you want to try it, okay. But it's like, seriously, nobody else was available? You couldn't, Nicole Kidman was presenting this, and Will Dafoe was presenting this for the top acting categories and everything. But, seriously, you couldn't find anybody else? I don't know, somebody like a Steven Spielberg wasn't available. Harrison Ford, who made a great appearance the other night on the Globes, he wasn't available. Jeff Bridges, who just won a Globe the other night for Lifetime Achievement, he's not available. Okay, well, just name off even a TV personality. Have Jim Parsons presented, for Christ's sakes. He's there. I know he already did the lifetime achievement thing with Chuck Lorre and all that, but he's a notable personality. He can get into it. Uh, name off anybody else. I mean, good lord. Have Bradley Cooper. Well, no, okay, not Bradley Cooper. No, not have. Don't have somebody who's actually, in the show, or who's nominated in the category, present the category, because then you're just going to see how disappointed they are when they lose. Okay, sorry, scratch that last one. That was on me. Just any, there was nobody you could find. That was surprising. Anyway, so so there's actually there was a lot of talk about, at least for the show itself, and a lot to talk about, of course, for the winners and where we go from here. There's a lot that can happen. Yeah, the Best Picture category, I think, is all fucked up now as far as who can win. I mean, I would not say Roma's 100% done for the win. I think, enough people have to vote for it that are, not anti-Netflix and all that stuff, and not anti-streaming. If enough of those people vote for it and it gets through, it can win. It'd be historic. It would be the first time not only that a streaming film wins, but also a foreign language film wins Best Picture. That would be very historic. And it's, again, the odds are very much against you when you go with past history. That being said, though, Star is Born so far has not been doing, great for those, especially the top category wins. Feels like Bradley Cooper is now a distant third in that acting race. And speaking of actor, I think it's now going to be Rami versus Christian Bale for that SAG award. Best Actress is going to be a bit of a cluster. Even through SAG, we might not know our answer then. Supporting Actress at SAG is, hopefully will help us a little bit, but then BAFTA could go a totally different way, and then at the Oscars, we're really confused there. Kind of like that, and that happened with that Supporting Actor category with Sylvester Stallone a couple years ago. Sly won Critics' Choice and the Globe, and then different people won BAFTA and SAG. SAG went to Idris Elba for Beast of No Nation, and then the eventual Oscar winner, Mark Rylance, won it at BAFTA. So does that mean whoever wins at BAFTA wins it? Maybe. I don't know yet, though. Maybe Regina, like we said, succeeds where Sly failed. So yeah, that's I don't know. So if I think supporting actor feels pretty solid right now. Director feels solid, but those other top categories are, even the screenplay categories, are not sure bets. So, yeah. So yeah, there's a lot to be determined still. There's a lot of mystery in the air, and there's going to be a lot to discuss over the next few weeks as we head into the rest of the award season. Tonight I thought would help. It's kind of helped in a couple cases, but for the most part, we are just as confused as ever. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for me. My bottom line is, the producers of that show need to find another job. I mean, that was a terrible, terrible show. Anyway, so that's all I've got. Thanks for sticking with me, guys, and we will catch everybody later. I feel like probably the next thing we'll do is we'll get into some final Oscar nomination predictions later on this week. So we will catch you then.